Inside Liberia, we'll take a look as to what is happening in Maryland County and that of Grand Bassa County. We're also expecting our correspondent from Lofa County to also get to join us. But for now, we have two correspondents from Maryland County and that of Grand Bassa County. Gentlemen, welcome. Hello, Langston, are you there? Hello, Langston? Langston, are you there? We can get Langston. So,
good morning.
Okay, Langston, we first and foremost want to say welcome to 2A Radio, and we want to know what is happening. How's the atmosphere in Maryland County this morning?
Well, Maryland is good. At least we are experiencing the blessings of the sunlight this morning. So Maryland is good.
Okay. What's about basic commodities and life in general? Just a summary. How is life with the people of Maryland County?
Well, the county continues to experience the unnecessary increase as a determined because of the borrow condition of basic commodity and other services in the county. As you know, that in Liberia, for the southeastern part of the country, from Niba County up to Maryland County, there is no paved road. So normally when the rainy season comes, a portion of Niba County, Grand Jide, River G, and the entire southeastern part of Liberia faces the issue of bad road condition, which normally results to the increase of basic commodity and the fare of transportation. And as we speak currently, it is challenging to live from here to the nation's capital, which is Monrovia, due to the deplorable road condition, especially if you are using a car, except where you have a motorcycle to be struggling with for a number of days to pass through.
Okay, before we ask you questions as to our topic for today, you have a guest for us today. Who is that person?
Well, he's the statutory superintendent of Calway Statutory District, located in Maryland County Electoral District number 3, Honorable Solomon Johnny.
Okay, we will talk to Honorable Solomon Johnny later, who is the superintendent of one of the statutory districts in Maryland County. But before then, let's talk about the story for the day.
Well, as you are aware, there was this reported sodomy case in Harper City, where a 30-year-old Edwin Knight was reported alleged of sodomizing a 12-year-old boy. And according to what we have guided so far, the boy first of all went to purchase pepper while his mother was cooking on the road, and the accused Knight has called the boy to his shop and told him to fetch some drinking water for him. And the boy told him that his mother was already waiting for him, so he could not do that, but he was to be back later. So he told the boy to, upon his return, to go to him in the evening time because somebody has already fetched the water. So when the boy went according to the information, he was able to invite the boy in his shop behind the counter, and later took the boy in the room and had something to do with him sexually, which medical reports has confirmed. So he told the boy that if he had reported that issue, he was going to die. So the boy, out of fear, did not report the issue until he started feeling pain. So when he told his grandmother, that's how his grandmother decided to go to the accused and tell him that she had no intent of taking the case to court, but rather let him admit to the fact. And he decided to tell the grandmother to lower her tone, but he was not the one who did it. So in the process, what she was explaining to one of her close relatives, some how do you call them, neighbors were around. So one of them heard it and decided to report the case to the LIBERIA. So police have invited him for inquiry and charged him for sexual assault and turned him over to the court. And the court later heard the case and sent him to Rivergy, to the Regional Palace of Correction, where he's now currently facing his pre-trial detention. And we are told probably his case might be appearing during the November term of court.
Okay, but what is the condition of the 12-year-old boy?
The 12-year-old boy is currently taking treatment at the county BKS referral hospital, who is JJ Dawson in Harper City. So we are still making follow-up to determine as to whether he's responding positively to treatment. But his mother or his grandmother has launched an SOS call for financial and other backings, you know, that that should be exposed, because people in the society who, you know, damage the future of children need to be brought out and go through the due course of law.
Okay, Langston, that's a very touching story right there. For a 12-year-old child to be abused, we think is a concern for national government. Have you been able to talk to any official of the county regarding the situation?
We are making effort to talk with. There has not been any official statement from the local authority, but we are making an effort to get to the Ministry of Gender, local coordinator in the county, as well as the Independent Human Rights Commission coordinator in the county, so as to give us their opinion on the issue.
Okay, what's about the parents of this boy?
Yes, the grandmother is identified. Only the grandmother is identified, and she's calling on humanitarian groups and individuals to help us, let's say, to help her in, you know, sponsoring the medical treatment of the boy, and during the court process, at least to hire a lawyer who will have to stand by the family in pushing the case to the court.
Okay, we'll follow up that development. Is there any story developing from Maryland County?
Well, as you know that we are hosting the statutory superintendent of Kalwe District, there is a plan on our way to go to Lomian, a bordering town of River G, not Grand Cru, rather. That is the last town of Maryland bordering Grand Cru. And of course, there was an incident on the 8th of this month. That was the 4th of this month, I'm sorry, where a 50-year-old got missing. A 50-year-old woman got missing from Lomian, and she was found 2 weeks after. She was found on the 18th, exactly 14 days after she got missing. So the statutory superintendent has already mobilized his local officials and other citizens of the district to probe into the issue, what was responsible for the mysterious, let's say, mysterious disappearance of that 50-year-old woman. But he will give you detail as he's a part of this broadcast.
Okay. Besides that, is there any other story?
No.
Okay.
I think those are.
Okay, listen, just stand by. We will get back to you in a short while, and let's hear from Grand Bassa County. Thank you so much. We appreciate the development that's coming from Maryland County. Thanks a lot. Tom, how are you? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Mr. Jason. I'm doing pretty well.
How is Grand Bassa?
Yes, I'm great.
How is Grand Bassa this morning?
Well, at about this time, Grand Bassa is very calm. As you may be aware, our 12 graders are climaxing their WAS on today. And so they are all focused on how they will emerge victorious. And so it's relatively calm here. And there is a serious quietude as we are all awaiting the 12 grader celebration later on today. But things are very good here.
Okay. Picking up from the 12 graders, are you telling us that every one of them passed the West African examination?
Well, it's a normal tradition in Liberia, wherein when 12th graders complete their WAS examination, they always get to the street in jubilant mood. So it's a normal tradition, be it they've made a successful pass or not. It's just a normal practice in Liberia by 12th graders. And so we expect same to happen today. But you may be aware that the WAS examination across the continent ends on today, the 30th of September. And in Grand Bassa County, the county education officer, Mr. Nathaniel Sisko, informed us that 1,211 12th graders are sitting for this academic year WAS examination. And from our yesterday interaction with the county education officer, he disclosed that so far there have been no form of cheating that will eventually lead to disqualification. And so we are all opting for a very good result, unlike other WAS exams wherein you will find a leakage of test papers and some students being disqualified this academic year. It is not happening here in Bassa. According to the CEO on yesterday, the day has not ended though, but we are all opting for the best to come out. But as it stands on today, 1,211 12th graders will be completing their WAS examination in Grand Bassa County.
So let's be clear with the information. Are we hearing from you that they have not sat the exam yet? Or they have sat the exam, but there's no result yet?
There is no result yet. As we may be aware, results normally come out 2 months after the examination is administered. What I'm saying to you is that on yesterday, we decided to do a background check to understand as to whether some of those students sitting have been disqualified. But the CEO told us that no student have been disqualified from the exam hall. So it's a plus, unlike other examinations that were administered in the past years, wherein you will find schools will be suspended, tests will leak. But for this time in Bassa, nothing of such have been reported.
Okay, that's a very good news coming from Grand Bassa County about the over 1,000 students that sat the government examination and that also make a pass from the schools. But the West African examination result has not come out yet. So well, let's go into other development into Grand Bassa. What is happening in Grand Bassa besides the students?
Currently, there are students that were attending one of the oldest public schools in Bassa, the William V.S. Totman Public School, located along the Preston Street in Buchanan City. And I guess I uploaded a photo. That public school is currently locked, and the signpost placed right before that building. Private property, no trespassing. And that is one of the issues currently in Bassa, because education has released the academic calendar for 2021-2022, and schools are to be open officially on the 1st of November. And tomorrow, being the 1st of October, will mark exactly 1 month to the opening of schools for academic 2021-2022 across Liberia. Unfortunately, the property owner of the William V.S. Totman High School there's a serious problem and it's a serious challenge in Grand Bassa County and other parts of Liberia, but I'm being very specific with Grand Bassa County. Many of the public schools
how much
that are in this county,
is government
they are using
how much is government owing the
the government, according to Samuel Pin, who is the landlord of the William V.S. Totman Public School facility, he informed us that the government owes him 22,000 United States dollars, dating as far back as 2017 up to current.
Okay, have you heard from any of the school authorities or the authority of the county, the superintendent or any official of the county?
Well, we're able to do our rounds, and we spoke with the vice principal, Mr. Emmanuel Wurebo, who is also an advocate. We spoke with him, and he said they are doing everything humanly possible to ensure that they settle the financial obligation, but it's a huge amount. Since 2017, they've not been able to settle Samuel P. and his family. We also spoke with the county education officer. He informed us that he has written numerous of communications highlighting the urgent need to settle their landlord so as to ensure that students return to school. But unfortunately, all of those efforts applied were proven futile. And so we did speak with authorities, but they have excited efforts, and they are informing us that all of the efforts have proven futile. And I show it is against that backdrop that Samuel Ping, which is the legitimate owner of the building, decided to lock the building and place a signpost that reads "No trespassing."
Is there any reaction from the students? Even though they are on break, but is there any reaction from the students?
Obviously, just on yesterday, we did a tour and we interacted with a few of the students that we met on the campus. They can only be around the building, but they cannot enter because the building is locked. And so we interacted with a few of them, and some of the students informing that they are planning on specified action. So they were not exact with their next plan, but they informed us that they are planning on specific action. So we don't know the weight of said action. We don't know the gravity, but they have us that their action will kickstart in the not too distant future. Only if the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Education, refuses to live up to the commitment by ensuring that Samuel P. and his family are fully settled. And that amount is a very huge sum, 22,000 United States dollars. That is what we are talking about here.
Okay, Todd, thank you so much for those information. We will follow up. We hope to talk to the landlord. If you have the chance, try as much as possible to connect us with the landlord so we can speak with the landlord as to what consideration they can give government or what kind of arrangement. Also, would appreciate that if you have the opportunity to talk to the educational officer for the county or any official of the county that can address the situation. But again, we say thanks so much for those developments, and we appreciate you for such a hard work. Is there anything before I leave you? Is there anything you wish to say? Finally, from your end?
Just before I that all road leads to the Second Judicial Circuit Court on tomorrow. We may be aware by now that the former Foreign Minister, Honorable Bosanga Fine, has filed a writ of declaratory judgment on Giant Steel Company ArcelorMittal. And so we are hoping that on Monday, we will bring you detail of the drama at the Second Judicial Circuit Court in Grand Bassa County on tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. Also, if you have the time, we will hope to talk to the former foreign minister so that he can give us more insight as to why he's taking such an action. Once again, we say thank you so much, Ty, for such a development, and that's what we hope for. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Today we're supposed to speak to the okay, we're going to speak to Lawrence. Is that what, Daiba? Lawrence, how are you?
I'm fine. Doing good from Liberia. I'm Lawrence Deyuga.
Deyuga, okay. Sorry for the pronunciation. This is Lawrence Deyuga. Deyuga, welcome to 2A Radio.
Yes, thank you. It's good to be on the show. Let me say thanks to the team. And I joined the conversation from Monrovia, Liberia specifically. And let me say hats off to my brother Banata and the rest of the team. It's good to be on the show today.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we heard that you are involved in dealing with the situation with our youth in Liberia. Tell us, what are you involved with? I mean, tell the people of Liberia and listeners across the world, what is Lawrence Deyuga involved with right now?
Let me say again, thanks for the opportunity. And the world is watching, and for those that continue to follow this conversation. I'm Lawrence Deyuga. I'm the director of Green Bureau International, and I'm also director for Youth Against Drugs, and I lead a campaign for the passage of drugs law. We are looking for a non-billable offense for those that will be involved in trafficking of illegals in Liberia. And this gave rise to this project in 2020. The Association of Drug Dealers joined over 10,000 signatures and we petitioned the Department of Agriculture, and our petition was received. It was signed for by the district lawmaker, Honorable Roxanne Kwakoko. She held the constitution petition formally, and the petition was sent to the House of Representatives, and our was read in committee room. It was seconded by Representative Jimmy Smith. And up to this time, we are still pushing our national government as it relates to the passage of the drugs law. You may be aware today that most of our young people are into drugs. The process is a threat to our security. You may also be aware that the numbers of young people, they are increasing. The one you call the jungle, Monrovia is not just affected, but Nima County, the rest of the country affected with disadvantage. And I'm fortunate to be part of the team that conducted the youth report in 2016. And the report stated over 28,000 young people living in the street, and which of course it is alarming. Against this backdrop, we consistently pressing on our government for the speedy passage of the drugs law. And during the submission of our petition to the legislature, we attached it with 10 counts of consideration to force the government to build a rehab center for the disadvantaged youth. We call on our government to declare illicit drug trafficking as a national emergency. We also call on the government to empower DEA as a means of winning the war against drugs and also protecting 178 entry points. So up to now, we still convincing our government as it relates to the passage of drugs.
Okay, but there you go. We're going to follow up that development. But in summary, what do you want, or what is in that draft law? What is in it that for which we expect Liberian youth to benefit from, or those who are affected, from these?
It's simple. We want a rehab center because you cannot win a war against drugs if you don't have a rehabilitation center.
Okay.
You cannot win a war against drugs if you cannot declare a national emergency. So these are things we are calling for. We say it should be non-bailable offense, meaning that those that are bringing in the harmful substances should go to jail and not be on bail. Those are destroying the fabric of the society should not be on bail because those are bringing in the drugs. If you take them to court, the next morning they walk out of the court and come back into the community, and those young people are the ones affected. So our concern is to pass the drugs law. We want a non-bailable offense. We want the government to build a rehab center, and we also want the president to declare the illicit trafficking a national emergency. This is our concern. If we don't do that, Liberia will not win the war against illicit drugs.
Okay, that's a very good effort from your end. But there are other laws in the country for which those who are trafficking drugs or those who carry drugs into Liberia can be sued or can be taken to court. Have you decided at any point in time taking these actions besides the law that is before members of the legislature. Is there any effort from your end, or have you identified some of those who are involved in drug trafficking in Liberia?
Let me be sincere with you. If you arrest a drugs dealer, you carry him to court.
Okay, Dega, it seems to be you are freezed from where you are. So
next morning, his lawyer will walk to the those are making the drugs, they are the ones that are protected. So the law in Liberia is very weak. That's why we said we want to toughen against drugs. The law is amended. In the law, illicit trafficking is a non-bailable offense. In the law, those that are bringing the harmful substances, they should go to court and they should not be bailed. So until that is done, Liberia cannot win the war against illicit drugs. That's what I'm saying. Liberia is one of the countries in the world that has the weakest law against drugs. You arrest a drug dealer, you walk to the court, the next morning he comes back to the community, meaning that you are not giving attention to the fight against drugs. And then the next point about those who are, according to the United Nations Drugs and Crime Division, the ones that are affected, the ones we call the Zogos, the ones we call the big advantages, they are the victims. So the victims should go to rehab center, and Liberia is signatory to that international protocol that the United Nations Drugs and Crime Division, United Nations General Assembly, hunger for nations across the world to have a proper law against drugs. But up to the latter part of this decade, the Liberian law is weak. That's why we consistently engage in our government. We sent a petition. I can tell you, since 2020, the House of Representatives have received 6 petitions for the passage of the drug law. And up to this time, only 25 representatives have signed the amended drugs law. So if nothing is done, we will lose an entire generation. This photo I display on the screen is the biggest ghetto in Pinzio. This ghetto hosts 425 young people. This ghetto across Zimbabwe. People give birth to this ghetto. Young people sleep on the floor. Young people are sleeping in this building where there's no roof. A building that is not structurally sound. Young people sleep there, and this building is closer to the sea. So anytime the Atlantic Ocean can run in this building, and one of the young people will lose a lot. So this should be a national concern. We have a national summit.
You are right. There you are very right, and we're going to follow up such a process. We have to talk to members or some members of the legislature or those who received the petition to see how far they have gone with the request. Okay, so we say thank you so much. Definitely, we're going to follow up that development. Be willing to come anytime. We might talk to you one-on-one to get more insight as to what you intend to do. But again, as a young Liberian, that is commendable. So from our end to a radio, we want to say thank you so much for such a development. Okay, right now we have with us the superintendent in Maryland County. Langston, where is the superintendent? Can we speak to the superintendent? Okay, Mr. Superintendent, how are you? Kindly introduce yourself and then tell us how is the county this morning.
Well, thank you very much for having me on your show. My name is Solomon Esbeni. I am the statutory superintendent for Callaway County.
Okay, as a superintendent, how is the county? Is the county safe and well? Can citizens go to bed and be sure of protection?
Yes, the county is safe. I cannot really speak on the county level, but I am a superintendent for Callaway District. I'm a superintendent for a district, Callaway Statutory District.
Okay, I'll pose the question again. I'll repose the question. How is the statutory district? How is the statutory district?
Yes, Callaway this morning is being blessed with the sun this morning. As you have heard from Mr. Lester, Callaway will be gathering today in Blooming, pertaining to an issue of a mysterious disappearance of a lady who had been found alive, and so we'll be going there today to discuss those issues that are affecting the people that are pertaining to this.
Mr. Superintendent, if you say you're going to be going there today, are you going there as a county official, or have you informed the Liberia National Police to follow up this development? Mr. Superintendent, I'm asking you, you said you're going to be going to where the lady that was the young lady was found, and I'm asking you if you have the Liberian National Police going with you to see and hear other development as to what happened to this lady.
No.
Mr. Superintendent, my concern is, hello?
Can you come in with the question again? We are facing a technical problem.
Mr. Superintendent, my question is, will the police, the Liberia National Police, go with you to find out what has happened to this 50-year-old lady who was missing in 2 weeks and was later discovered living? Okay, I think the superintendent is having some difficulties. Probably the internet is giving some. There's a difficult time with the internet in Maryland County, so we apologize for that break-in broadcast. But we hope that the superintendent will come back on. But we are following development this morning. There's a 50-year-old lady that was missing, and 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, she was found. And that's the development we are following this morning to see what has happened to this lady. She's alive, but where she was is where we want to know, or who kept her is what we want to know. The second thing is, he said they want to. Okay, Mr. Superintendent, welcome again.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you said you're going to go to where this lady was found. You want to find out what has happened to this lady. So my question is, have you informed the Liberia National Police? Are they going to travel with you or go with you to where this lady was found? Or is the Liberia National Police investigating this matter?
Yes, when it all started, after 9 days in the search, we could not come to a better understanding, but there were suspects that were arrested by the people, and who told us that the body was still alive in the bush, and there's nothing that we can do to violate the human rights of law. So we're able to find the national police, which is the CID, to come over and then help those people at the police station for further investigation. And that's what they have been taken away by the police. People who are in the police custody for most further investigation.
So am I hearing that some individuals were arrested?
Yes.
How many?
They were 4.
Okay. And they are now in police custody, right?
Yes, sir. They are with the police.
Okay, so what?
We're charged and sent to court.
They have been charged, you said?
They were charged. The police arrested them, and they were charged and sent to court.
So what is the charge?
They were charged for murder and kidnapping, and they were sent to court.
Okay. Okay. So you say you're going to be traveling to find out what has happened. So where are you going?
We will be going to Willoughby today. We are inviting all of the Kalwe stakeholders, including our elders and women, for the 8 sessions. We'll be gathering in Willoughby today. The reasons for gathering there is that as officials of government and local officials of government, we call on them to officially report to the citizens about the happening and also to show them the work. And then we'll be asking them what really can we do to continue such acts from Kalwe district. And that's our focus today.
Okay, that's good. And we hope that you all will do the best you can to provide security for the ordinary citizens who will be traveling from one point to another. That's very good. But besides that, the health situation in Maryland County, especially so that of your district, how is the health conditions in your district?
Kalwe district has 5 clinics. 4 clinics with 1 health facility, which is either Wale Health Center in the capital of Palocan City. And for any condition that we are looking at, those health facilities, especially either in Wale Health Center, the nurses that are there, they are doing very well. And the health center is supported by Partner in Health. And we want to appreciate, use the medium to appreciate Partner in Health for the support for that clinic in California City. But for the other clinics, really, we are asking the national government to see how best those clinics can improve in terms of medicals and other health facilities.
Mr. Superintendent, we saw one of the clinics, and that which we saw has no electricity, has no running water, has no, place to store the drugs, and even the waiting room is all like, a situation that is not. Yeah, so that's the basic.
Yeah, this is why. We are doing a serious inquiry on that and to see how best we can get to that area, but because it is being reported that it is a Bonica clinic that is facing up with that problem.
So that area is now within your statutory district?
Yes, Bonica clinic is in my district. It is in my district.
Okay, we are really discouraged about that clinic, and we hope that you will see the video and try to do something about that clinic, because we are even informed that only 1 bed is there for women who, go to that clinic for delivery. And I don't think 1 bed for, statutory district or maybe a particular locale, people will be struggling, to find, a comfort while they travel to those kinds of clinics. So once again, we said thank you. We will definitely reach out to you, and Langston is good, and he's our correspondent. If there's any issue you want to discuss anytime, get in contact with him. He will get in contact with us, and we can bring you live on this show. But before you leave, is there anything else you wish to say to us, or the people of Liberia and those watching and viewing us?
Yes, the national government is doing well, where we are experiencing the paved road from the Harper to Fishtown. Actually benefited from the paved road, as we speak to you. But in terms of feeder roads, we farm to market road, we face problems with that. Our roads, where we can get our food crops and all of these things, we have problems with the feeder roads, the farm to market roads. So people are doing farming. Kalwe women are doing well. They plant their crops, but how to get those crops out, it becomes very difficult. And so this is one of the issues and the problems that we are facing with as we relate to farm to market road.
Okay, that's good. But before you leave, let me ask you this question. Yesterday, the police director said there's a lot of misinformation about disappearances and ritualistic killing. And now you are running after the case, or you're trying to find out as to what has happened to a 50-year-old person in your county or your statutory district. What can you say about that?
Well, for Callaway district, that's what we just told you, that today we are gathering there. More than 200 persons or 300 persons will be in Blooming today. And tomorrow we're going to officially report to the Callaway people and to inquire from them how really our people are looking at kidnapping. And for Callaway district, it is not healthy for us. And this is why when it comes out, intensively, we strike on those issues that sometimes, and for sure, we have that lady that was missing was able to be brought out by those who were suspected that might have taken her into the bush. And this is not the first time it has been happening in Callaway, but we are not as authority, we are not taking it lightly. We are not taking it lightly. We are very, very much committed for our services to see for the protecting of the lives and properties of Callaway. And then when it comes to the issues about kidnapping, we are not taking it for the light. We are not taking it lightly in Callaway district. So in our meeting that will be held tomorrow, we're going to make sure that Callaway come up with a commitment. If it is yes, we want to continue with this kind of this criminal act, as we can say, then that Callaway tell us. If we want to continue it in a possible manner that it should never happen, then that Callaway come out with that commitment. And we are not taking it for life. So if the police general say is in our capital, Moravian respect on that, we welcome it, but in a sense that we as Callaway people, we are not taking it for light.
Okay. How many police officers do you have within your statutory district? How many police officers you have?
That's a good question. We have a joint security there, but the police officer for Callaway district, to admit, we only have 2 police officers in Callaway district, based in Callaway City, as I speak to you, in Callaway City, 2.
Wow. So have you reported the situation? Have you made a formal report requesting for more officers for that statutory district?
Yeah, what we do in the change of command, we always report to the county superintendent to see how best he can address that to the county attorney.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much. We will follow up more development on those issues. Thanks so much for waking up this morning and joining us. And I will say we will always come to you for basic information for clarity.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. We have a short video for now. Patient, can you show that video that on the drug situation? Okay, I think the video is out of delayed, so we have to get to each of you for your final comments, and we hope that Monday we're going to be here with a brand new edition of Inside Liberia. But then we ask you, Ty Garnett, what is your final, comment on the stories you have heard, either from Maryland County or from Lawrence Deyuga, who is now fighting to protect our young people in Liberia. So we start with you. Just your final comment, Ty.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Jason. And let me say thanks also to the Statutory District Superintendent, Ambassador Lawrence Deyuga. Thanks so much. I've been following because I know you are faring too well. And next time, it's good that we work together to ensure that we bring Liberians up to speed with happiness across Liberia. As I said earlier on, we all look up to the dramatic event at the Second Judicial Circuit Court in Grand Bassa County on tomorrow. Hope to bring you detail of that on our Monday's presentation. Until then, I wish you a splendid weekend.
Thank you so much. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, let me say thank you all so much for this show. It shows how we love Liberia, coming back to Liberia to fetch the views of ordinary citizens and what our situation faced by citizens in the country. So yes, we promise to do our best in gathering information and informing the world on major happenings in the country. However, there are challenges just as the statutory superintendent said. The issue of mysterious disappearances, armed robbery, and kidnapping. I think those are things that need to be brought out, and the repressive authority has to work on that in the soonest possible time. At least if the media keeps singing the song, it's a reminder to the authorities.
That's good. That's good. And I think you guys are doing extremely well, and that's why we want to do this throughout Liberia. We want to speak to all of the county, the different counties, and also you have started the ball rolling. We want to talk to all of the superintendents and talk to senators, representatives, and talk to county officials so that we can be able to deal with the situations as they unfold. There's no reason why, we should all focus on Monrovia and then let a lot of things happen in the interior part, and then people don't know what's going on. All right, and as soon officials come out, it's like everything is well, when of course the ordinary citizens are suffering. For example, that 50-year-old lady, she got missing for 2 weeks. What happened? So it's important that we know what has happened. And I'm glad that the superintendent is, mounting effort to get us some detailed information as to who kept this lady, for how long, for what. Now, when we hear the police directors say, "Oh, this is not happening," when you go down into the county and you see these things are happening, then who do we listen to? We listen to the superintendent who is giving us information. All right, so we say thanks to you guys for the update, and we will follow up that every Monday and Thursday. We're going to be coming right on this platform to give you for you to give us up-to-date information, and we look up to you for whatever the situation will be like. Give us some pictures so that we can be able to convince people as to what is happening. Okay, so
Thank
Lawrence,
you,
you got your final comment.
Drugs. I couldn't continue my education.
Okay, Lawrence.
University, I came to Monrovia. Started to stay with my mother. Still, the addiction problem couldn't let me not even have a sleep. So I jumped on the street. No part of the Monrovia having so much drugs. Maybe that they get to the jail field and Lady Lover can be my witness. She came to 5th Street where we have another base, our ghetto. She came on the scene, Ghetto Got Talent. I performed. She got fascinated at how she get into contact. She gave me her number. I used to be calling her time to time. She said, "Emmanuel, one day something will work out." I left from there. I went to Center Street where she got me from yesterday for the program purposely. When she came there yesterday, she said, "Emmanuel, we got a program. Somebody wants to help you through your interview." I said, "Well, how will I see that? How serious the person is?" She said, "You are very serious. Are you willing?" I said, "How hard are you willing?" She said, "You're waiting for her to go now." I said, "Yes." So I got ready. Tomorrow the program continues. I said, "No problem, I will leave here."
Okay, I think that video we might think about playing it another time because it's like it's freezing, so we have problem with that. But as I was saying, Lawrence, the you guys, what is your final comment? Yeah, you split second.
Finally, let me say thanks so much to the team for hosting us from Monrovia, especially from the city of Painesville. The issue of drugs is on the increase, and our appeal to Liberian in the diaspora is to also prevail on national government to see reason beyond all reasonable doubt to pass the amended drugs law, for the president to also muster the courage to declare illicit drugs and trafficking as to our national government. Most of the young people are dying. Some of them are in the ghettos. Some of the young people are giving birth. And if nothing is done, they will certainly overpower us. We need a rehab center because you cannot win the war against drugs in the absence of rehabilitation center. These young people need to be rehabilitated and come back to society. We need to tighten our borders, and at the end of the day, we can certainly win the war against drugs. You can join us October 9. There will be the Pins Your Youth Summit, and the conversation there will focus on the effect of illicit drugs on our youthful generation. So I want to say thanks so much to the team for giving us the opportunity to make our case to the rest of the world. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Okay, Lawrence, we say thank you so much for that giant step. I mean, it's not easy for a young man like you to begin to struggle for a society, you know, that gave meaning to your living. All right. We at 2A Radio, we say we commend you for such a giant step. We know I have friends in Liberia who are all, some of them are victims of this of what you are fighting right now. So we will definitely join you to see how we can all keep emphasizing the need, you know, for government, national government to do what you are doing. You don't need to beg them. All right. They all can see what is happening day to day in Liberia. Young people are all getting involved in, taking drugs, and a lot of things are happening. So we appreciate you for that giant step, okay? And we definitely feel free anytime you have an issue, you want to come on 2A Radio, just get in contact with Patient. Patient is right now managing the entire affairs of 2A Radio. You can get her, and then she will definitely bring you on. We can find ways as to how we can help. We're also going to be calling on our, Liberians in the diaspora and all different part of the world to see how best they all can join you in this fight. All right. So we say thank you so much. We'd appreciate what you have started. I mean, it's I don't know what to say. We're definitely going to work along with you to do what we think we can do best. We're going to be calling on lawmakers, and I don't know who's the chairman on the committee that received the petition, but we hope to speak to such person and tell us how far that petition has gone. Okay. So we say thank you.
Thank you so much. And Honorable Thomas Alexander Goswa from Grand Bassa County, he's the lead proponent for the amended drugs law. Representative Lawrence Morris from District 1, Mosorado County, Honorable Ellen Ator, Roxalyn Swakoko Dennis. Those are representatives that are actually standing with us as it relates to the fight against drugs. This is a generational quest. As young people, it's not easy to take on these tasks. Those people who are also in the system, they are undermining the fight against drugs. I think if you follow the news these few days, there are some top officials from the LDA who are involved into the sale of drugs back into our community. Our communities are not safe. A 15 years old boy killed himself in Bon County, right in the ghetto. A 12 years old also happened in Margibi County. This is on the increase. And the most fearful part of it is that we will lose good numbers of young people. If you listen to the United Nations Drugs and Crime report last month, the report has revealed that Africa will lose 14 million young people to drugs in 2050. So of the 14 million young people, 28,000 young people will die annually. So this is serious, and it is on the increase. And we just hope that our government can reason with us and build a rehab center. The Minister of Finance said we have budget surplus. Use some of the surplus money, build a rehab center, empower the DEA, tighten our borders. Then Liberia is on the right trajectory to win the war against illicit drugs. And let me say thanks to the team again for hosting us so that our voices can be heard across the world. And we're calling on Liberia in the diaspora to also join us in our quest and making sure that Liberia can be a drugs-free nation.
Okay, Lawrence, we will get back to you. And as I said again, feel free to get to us. We will always get you on this show. What you are fighting is for the national cost, and we're going to join you in that fight. So thank you so much. We have a few comments here. We ask Patient to read for us those comments. Patient?
Yeah, we'll just read one comment. Time is fast spent. Want to read this comment from brother Morris Matadi. He says, my brother Lawrence Deyuga have said it all. Speaking is Morris Yega Matadi, the founder, CEO of the Initiative for the Development of Former Child Soldier. Our government continue to make the same mistake. The failure of the DDRR with the Joint Implementation Unit, JIU, participation causing an increase of abuse of drugs among Liberia, especially the young people. And if our government don't pass the drug law bill in action, in action, we will create a state of no going to work. And thanks. And
okay, Morris Matadi, we say that's a good comment, except that before you take that no going to work action, you exhaust all of the means as provided for by law. And then if nothing is done, then you can take other actions necessary. Okay. But right now we join all of you. It's a very good fight. We all need to. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Happy to be a part. Okay, Maurice Matari will say thank you again. We'd appreciate you for that comment. Primarily, we'd appreciate all of our reporters from Maryland County and that of Grand Boswell County. We're going to follow. We also say thanks to the superintendent for coming on today. And Lawrence will say, hey, guy, you are the man for the day. We say thank you so much for those giant decisions you are taking. I mean,
yes, thank you so much. And I have to leave my sick bed after taking some drink to make it to this particular show. This is just a national cause. And next week we'll be in Grand Cayman County. We will petition the legislative caucus. We did one in Bombing, and Representative Snow received our petition. He promised to put it on the floor. And today, by 2 o'clock, we're meeting the Ghanaian ambassador to also help us to prevail on our government for the passage of the drugs law.
Give us some feedback.
We met the team from the U.S. embassy. The ambassador sent someone to also listen to us, and the U.S. ambassador has promised to prevail on the Liberian government as it relates to the passage of the drugs law. And it's cool to actually be on the show. Thanks so much, Pastor, for I think you're one of those that push our appearance to make sure our voices can be heard on this platform. It was good to be on the show.
Okay. Thank you so much. Again, patient, thank you so much. Thanks to everyone. We are gone. I mean, the time is exact. We are on time. We say thanks to everybody. Have a pleasant day. Liberia, after the rest of one world. The next time we're going to be right here in the new of Inside Liberia.
Yeah.